Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user ICPeace6968. Am I the a-hole for how I handled the prank my brother's fiance pulled on me? So I know this isn't as dramatic as some of the posts here, but I'm curious for your opinions. My brother, 29 male's fiance, 24 female, has been trying to prank me, 23 male, forever. I don't get startled easily, so she has decided on her own to take up the challenge of being the person who successfully scares me. I never prank her back, but sometimes I'll play along with her attempts. She doesn't do this often. Previous pranks are hiding behind a door or a car or in a closet and jumping out at me, so it's never anything elaborate. They've been together 3 years. I've never had any problems with them, but she tried to prank me last night and now my brother is upset about it. Both my brother and his fiance are currently crashing at my apartment because they are in the process of moving into their first home in my city. The prank? She hid under my bed while I was out for a run in the evening. When I got back, before I went into the shower, I was at my bedside table taking my watch off and dropping it on the charger. The room was dark except for my lamp, so I didn't notice anyone under my bed. She touched my foot. It was a really light graze, so it didn't register with me. I stepped back and squatted down so I could see under there a little. It was dark, but I could see long hair. A part of me just knew it was her because no one else would do this. I said something like, "Her name, I can see you're under there, but who's the other one?" This scared her. In her panic, she struggled to get out from under the bed, all while asking me, "What do you mean?" She scrambled out and slammed into me. She also screamed, which made my brother come into the room. She was in my arms. I take it this is why he's mad. I tried to explain I was just effing with her because she was clearly trying to prank me. He thinks I'm flirting with his fiancée, that apparently this has been going on for a while since these pranks began. I told him the pranks are his fiance's idea and he should be having this conversation with her, not me. It's been really awkward between us now. I have 2 more weeks with them. I feel like they're both blaming me and it's unfair. Should I apologize? But for what? I feel like I'm owed the apology. Am I being an a-hole? No, OP, you're not the a-hole. She started the pranks, took it too far by hiding under your bed and panicked when it backfired. You just flipped the script. That's not flirting, that's reacting to her setup. Your brother walking in at that moment and jumping to conclusions? Well, that's on him. You don't owe anyone an apology. If anything, they owe you one for flipping the blame when you've just been respectful and tolerant. Now, if I was in your shoes, I would probably pull my brother aside and say something like, "I've never crossed a line. If this situation made you uncomfortable, fine. But this isn't on me. She started it, and I'm not going to take the heat for a prank gone sideways." If the awkwardness continues or you feel disrespected in your own home, it's fair to tell them to find another place to stay. You're doing them a favor, not hosting a soap opera. So if they can't own their part, don't feel bad for setting boundaries. Stay calm, be clear, protect your space. You didn't cause this, but you can control how much of it you're willing to tolerate. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Special Profile 2697 says, "Your brother needs to chill and apologize. His fiancé started this, and if he can't, they need to find somewhere else to stay. Not the a-hole, and freaking her out cracked me up." Gelly G42 says, "Not the a-hole. Don't apologize. You did nothing wrong. If anything, she owes you and your brother an apology for causing issues in your relationship. I'd tell him to ask his fiancée why she's so interested in pranking you. You haven't asked her to do any of these things and have tried to be good-natured about it, but now she is causing issues with her pranks and you're getting the flack. Also, she should not be going into your room when you aren't there. She's now invading your personal space with her stupidity." ACM 915 says, "Not the a-hole. So it's okay for his girlfriend to constantly prank you, but the one time you turn it around on her and all of a sudden you're the bad guy? Your brother should have put a stop to this a long time ago and stopped enabling his girlfriend's crappy behavior. Tell him that she is no longer allowed in your home, and frankly, he should not be either until both of them learn how to be actual adults." And Opie responds, it honestly feels like she told him a version of events to save her own ass that's made him develop a misunderstanding or a grudge against me. I don't know what it is though, because he's giving me the cold shoulder until I apologize. But I have nothing to apologize for. Shake my head. Nice Rat 123 says, not the a-hole. Frankly, I think there is some truth, at least perceived, that your brother's fiancé is flirting a bit. The fact that she was in your arms and he said it's been a while tells me that maybe he thinks or is seeing things from her that he doesn't like. Problem is, he's taking it out on you and not his fiancé. And Opie responds, do you know how I can discuss this with him so that I'm not the villain and without setting him off? I don't even know how to fix it. And Shammy Dammy says, not the a-hole. Showed them both the door out of your house immediately. Additional information from Opie's comments. My brother didn't know she was under my bed. He was locked in on the PlayStation. I never actually thought about how long she hid under my bed for, but now I'm curious. To clarify, I don't think he thought we did anything inappropriate during that moment when he walked in. It's more like he just didn't like the sight of it and it triggered him somehow. I think I'll try to have a conversation during a meal or something where we're all together to clear the air. I thought it was something that goes without saying because I am currently seeing a boyfriend, I'm Pan, which both of them are aware of and have met. I never considered the pranks to be flirting, but looking back on it, maybe she does have some type of fixation with me. I don't want to necessarily play this card, but I'll have to remind them they're in my home. Well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that maybe the best recourse is to just tell them to leave. But OP doesn't want to do that yet, he wants to have a conversation first. So let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I mentioned in a comment, but I have a boyfriend. If it matters, I like women too. My boyfriend has met my brother and his fiancée. I didn't think flirting was something I would be accused of given my relationship, so when my brother brought it up, it felt abrupt and I was blindsided. I spoke with my brother privately since his feelings are more important to me. He said this all came out because ever since they moved into my apartment, his fiancée has been making comments about how I maintain my place. How I handle chores, the cooking I do for us, how I'm quick to fix things, that I make furniture, I do that for a living, random things like that. These comments are apparently new and only started when they moved into my apartment, based on my conversation with my brother. He feels like a lot of it is probably due to us having to be close quarters and the general disruption of their routines. My brother struggles to adapt when he loses his routine. They're living out of boxes. They're also short with each other and stressing out about their move. There was also some maintenance issues with their house that needed to be addressed before they could obtain occupancy. I got a bit more of a clear picture after he opened up to me. He did apologize and I know he means it too. My understanding, however, doesn't extend to her. I think she's immature. My brother is the one taking on most of their tasks, and to hear that she's been criticizing him pissed me off. I think he started feeling burnt out and gaming is something that allows him to escape and decompress. He might have been isolating and that ramped up her boredom, so she decided to focus on pranking me. That part's a guess though. Oh, and for what it's worth, my brother tends to be really slow with decision making, so even if he sees the flaws in her that I've brought attention to, he's the type of person who is going to turn the same thoughts over 1,000 times before he does anything about it, so I'm staying out of the relationship side of things. Still, he felt she was comparing us and her comments started to build up. He apologized for directing his frustration at me instead of communicating with her, which he then turned around and did. I don't know how that went. She refused to apologize to me initially because she claims I have flirted with her too, but she couldn't come up with a single example of the behavior. It doesn't exist. Maybe she took me pranking her back on this occasion as flirting, but her pranks were premeditated and my response was just my reaction. I did turn the tables and I found it amusing, but outside of that just being my personality, I've never actually pranked her. I won't play with her moving forward. I'm going to keep interactions short, leave no room for misunderstanding. Also, as straightforwardly as I could, I made it clear to both of them that I'm not interested in her, and if she can't apologize, she can leave. I entertained the pranks before because they were harmless, but they're off the table now. I didn't have a rule about going into my room. I only told them to knock first if I'm there. Today, she approached me to apologize. I told her I know it's insincere, but I'll accept it because I love my brother. I hope they break up. Well, OP, you were able to clear things up with your brother and you set clear boundaries with the fiancé and your brother, so good for you. Regarding their relationship, it is what your brother will make of it. So here's wishing you the best, OP. Take care and thanks for sharing. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user Flipside1795. Am I the a-hole for bringing a salad that I know one of my co-workers will hate to the monthly office potluck? I, 43 female, work a semi-remote job, and every month we have our remote employee meeting at the main warehouse. During that meeting, one of the other in-office employees, we'll call her Janice, always plans a potluck lunch. At first, it was nice, but for the last handful of months, Janice has been passive-aggressively suggesting dishes that I can bring to the lunch, even going so far as to call me out in the email invitation. This month's theme is salad bar. Our company is supplying a few different types of lettuce for the base, and we are supposed to bring toppings. I have been covertly asked or pressured to bring the toppings for a strawberry chicken walnut salad. This means that I would have to buy enough chicken, strawberries, candied walnuts, and croutons to possibly feed the 20 people in our department. Janice has mentioned she thinks she is bringing cucumbers, tomatoes, and chopped onions. Typically, I don't have issues doing this, but this year I'm in 2 weddings, have our yearly family beach vacation planned, my parents rent the house, but I still need money for my son and me to eat and enjoy ourselves a bit, and I'm trying to save spending money for a cruise that we are taking next January. I've mentioned a couple of times that I'm slightly tight with money until next year, and then was shocked to be asked by someone that makes over $10 more per hour than me to bring toppings that cost more than triple the cost of what she's bringing. When I blatantly said, wow, the chicken salad toppings are kind of out of my price range right now, my concern was met with dismissal and a light-hearted comment about how it shouldn't cost more than what I pay to have my nails done every 2 weeks. I was furious because I had just mentioned the other day that my nails were the one luxury that I really look forward to nowadays. And I felt like she was trying to use that against me to manipulate me into doing what she asked. Yesterday, after I went home and rage-raided my pantry, I decided that this would be the month that I would not be making what was suggested. I went through what I had on hand and decided that I will be making a Mediterranean chickpea salad with lemon vinaigrette dressing to share with the group. This included chickpeas, calamari olives, sun-dried tomatoes, crumbled goat cheese, all of which I know she hates. Context: Janice gagged when she smelled olives on a charcuterie board another employee brought a few months back. The only things I have to purchase are the goat cheese and olives. I'm sure that most of my co-workers would enjoy this salad too, so it won't go to waste. I also don't have to worry about her mooching leftovers from me again when I could really benefit from having them to eat myself. So am I the a-hole for making something I know she will hate, and should I keep doing it until she stops asking? You're definitely not the a-hole, and honestly, good on you for setting a boundary. Janice is playing power games under the guise of potluck planning, passive-aggressive suggestions, public callouts, and dismissive comments about your finances? Man, she's an a-hole. You responded with compliant strategy, bringing a dish you can afford that still fits the theme and that others will enjoy. You're participating without enabling the manipulation, and that's the sweet spot. The fact that she doesn't like olives, that's just a bonus. It's a boundary wrapped in chickpeas and lemon vinaigrette. Good on you, OP. Now, you don't need to make it a thing going forward, just keep bringing dishes that work for you. If she keeps pushing, smile and say, oh, I've already planned my contribution. Thanks though. The bottom line, OP, is that you're protecting your peace and your wallet, and there's nothing bad about that. So again, not the a-hole. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. Turquoise Turtle 83 says, not the a-hole. The salad you described sounds delicious. It's super rude of her to tell anyone else to bring such expensive food, no matter her own contribution. But adding the fact that she herself is being cheap just makes it worse. She sounds like an insufferable arse, and you need to stop trying to please her. Her request was unreasonable. You are not the restaurant at Grand Hotel, and she is not Queen of England. Ebony Rosepat says, next time she suggests something via email, just say, sorry Janice, already decided what I'm bringing for the potluck. Maybe you can make that. Be super polite. Every single time, just turn it around. Sorry Janice, I won't be making that. I have a much better recipe I want to bring, or already have the ingredients for something, or been dying to try this recipe forever, and this is the perfect opportunity. Be so polite that she can't say anything because you're being so lovely about what you're bringing and it's a family recipe or a new recipe. Find reasons to just say no to everything, but be so polite and have a reason she can't argue with unless she makes herself look bad. Extra points if you make stuff that she hates. T on the TARDIS says, your salad sounds awesome, and I don't even like olives. And someone needs to remind Janice that while the upside to a potluck is not having to figure out and provide all of the food, the downside is that you do not get to control what other people bring. I don't really know what the office dynamic is like, but I would honestly consider speaking to a manager or HR, even just for documentation if you don't want action taken yet. It might seem lighthearted, but singling you out in group correspondence and making comments about your financial situation or choices is not appropriate or okay. And otherwise, Fox1404 says, not the a-hole. I gag at olives too, but chicken is a luxury item these days. You can grow tomato, cucumbers, and onions in your yard. I can't grow chickens. It's illegal in my town. I checked. What she is doing is foisting costs on her subordinates. I've had quite a few bosses like that, though I am curious how you know what she makes an hour. Opie's edit. Ironically, as I sat here writing this, Janice announced that she bought a case of corn dogs and a case of Black Diamond steaks from our warehouse. The steaks alone are almost $100. I've decided that I am not the a-hole. Well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that she should just continue on with her salad, and they gave her some good ideas to reject Janice in the future. And also with that edit, yeah, OP is most definitely not the a-hole. But now, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Just wanted to update the whole Janice and the potluck salad debacle. The post got bigger than I ever expected, and one of my co-workers saw it. She thinks Janice is an a-hole too. Anyway, I responded to the email that I would be bringing the Mediterranean salad and didn't say another word about it to Janice, but I did bring it up to other co-workers that I'm comfortable with. Most said they used to enjoy the potluck, but feel it's no longer fun because Janice is a jerk. I am also not the only person she has made suggestions to about what to bring. Knowing that I'm not alone, I also talked to my boss on Friday. He was awesome about everything, and over the weekend he came to the decision that we're no longer going to do a potluck at all, and the one for this month is cancelled. Moving forward, it's either going to be cooked by management or catered by different local businesses and food trucks. He even asked for suggestions from all employees to make sure it's not being controlled by just one of us. I didn't expect that to happen, but I'm actually really excited at the prospect of never having to make anything again. He cited health concerns because of us not being certified in food safety and handling, rather than telling Janice we all think she's an a-hole. I just wanted the annoying behavior to stop, not crush her soul completely. He also told me that if she continues to make remarks about anything that makes me or anyone else uncomfortable, we need to come to him right away. He said that just because she's been there for 35 years doesn't mean she runs the place. He is seriously the best. Janice has been grumbling all day about the changes, but the response from everyone else was positive. The way I see it, she did that to herself by being a pushy control freak fun sucker. So thank you everyone for your responses. It helped me get over my aversion to workplace conflict, and I feel like this is possibly the best outcome for everyone. Well, everyone except Janice. Well, OP, good for you, and props to your boss for the way that he handled it. Janice will be no longer a problem, and if she ever tries to become one, you can go straight to your boss. So here's wishing you the best, OP. Take care and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.